Do you
thing.
remember when you first heard the term parking lot brawl? Like if someone suggested it, you were like, what the hell is this?
I think they may have mentioned it the week before, but we didn't really know what it was. Nobody's had explained it. And then we got to, I think it was.
And how does it relate to
was
the
it Albany,
Irish,
Georgia?
English? I mean,
No idea.
Yeah, right.
No idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's somebody else. You might have to ask Kevin what he was thinking then, or Eric. Eric might know. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea why, but that Fit was going home. Fit was going back to Germany to start. Go. I think he was living in Germany by then. Yeah, so he was going back home for a few weeks before he started on the CWA tour for the rest of the year, which was Austria and Germany, right?
Right.
So somebody's bright idea to stick the four. They've seen what we've done to each other in this match in Tupelo.
Yeah.
To stick 4 cars in the car park, 4 real cars with no anything. That was another thing. So I have no idea what they were thinking with this car. Right, so
this couldn't be more different than how you grew up wrestling,
right?
With rounds,
which is we used to wrestle or doing wrestling, whatever. What we wrestling in a car park. What's that?
Yeah,
and I remember us both going, "What's that?" Right. So, and this is the afternoon of the show. We get, right. I think it was Albany, Georgia. I think.
Yes, sir, Albany, Georgia.
Oh, okay. So Albany, Georgia, and we get there, and they said, right. Because it was when they used to do a nitro and then tape one.
Right.
And so it was at the end of the night, after people have sat through this,
that's a long
as
night.
the people are leaving, then we're going to film this match, which actually I believe was showed the week before on the
so the parking lot brawl was taped, but you guys taped it at the end of the night.
Taped live.
Right.
At the end of the night. So they said, yeah, you're going to just have a fight and then you beat Fit, and then he goes away. Thinking about, I haven't thought about this since then. Who was thinking what for that?
You're like, what?
What? But we were just like, we got there and we went, what is are you going to be a car park? And you'd have to, again, this is maybe Fit, I might know, I can't remember. Did they say the week before you'd have it, or did we just get there that afternoon?
Right.
And then turn up, oh, you're in a car, what? A carpet. And do what? Oh, well, you just fight in these cars and smash and
Nitro
beat each other up.
Normally announce a lot of matches ahead of time.
I don't. You would have to. They might have announced it the week before.
Yeah, I remember watching that live and looking forward to it, not knowing what it was, and also it wasn't a copycat of anything I'd seen before. Like it was.
No, and nor should you have. Nor should you have. Nor should anybody.
Nor should anybody. Right.
So. Who knows what was going on? No idea.
I know you don't have to talk to a Claudio or to a Fit before a match. You just go out there and do it. Right. Did you have to have a little conversation here about what was going to happen?
Me and Fit, once we found out, we went and first of all we said, so because again this is we can do anything, but there's 4 cars in like a circle. And then a few bricks laying about, and like there was a concrete block laying about and stuff, and just and I said to Ellis, who was the stunt guy, who ended up he might still be in WWE.
Yeah, he went to WWE for a long time.
No, I don't know if he's still there or not, but I said, which ones are these? I was naively. Because it's not something I'd ever done before. Which one of these have got the candy glass in and that? And they went, oh, none of them.
You're kidding me.
No.
I just watched that match.
Right, none of them.
So
okay. these are just all straight cars, just cars.
You guys escaped. I mean, you guys escaped like really getting hurt.
Right.
Like really getting hurt badly.
Really getting it.
Yeah.
So they're all straight cars. The only thing, we're walking around looking at it going, well, we can, well, if you, these actual, not that, don't forget, we'd come from Europe the rings were like concrete most of the time. So once we actually walked around and realized, oh, well, the hood of the car is actually a bit spring, or the actual roof actually dense.
Did you do a walkthrough before the match?
We just me and him just walked around and just like sort of looked at it a little bit, right?
I love that.
And the only thing, there was one. I thought, well, I said, well, and Fit just said, well, we'll just make it work. We'll just do whatever, and whatever. And we really didn't talk about anything. But there is one thing. There was one bumper on one of the cars that I went and I can't remember if I asked Ellis or I went and got a wrench, and I undid half a little bit of the bolt on one side. I thought maybe we can use that, and
that's a good idea.
If you actually go and watch this now, you can see, because it's the only thing that doesn't look not good.
When I was watching it today, I was thinking, wow, that they're lucky that bumper came off. It didn't seem like it was placed to me, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Right. So, but I knew that I'd done well. We start off and we got smashing each other all over this thing, and and then there's one bit where I grab hold of Fit, and I thought he's just going to bounce off the front, the side window, and
no, he did not,
and he just goes straight through it, right? And that summer I ended up going. I got the television championship back, and I actually was going to Japan, and that was a really good year for me, 2006. It started off with all this going on, but then I got the TV championship back, and then I actually went because I was did a few Japanese tours. I went back to England for a bit and did a few shows there. I went to Germany and did a match there with Tony Sinclair. Well, Fit was there at the end of that match. Which we did like a really long match. I think it was 15 3-minute rounds or something.
Wow.
Fit attacked me at the end of that match in Hanover in Germany, but that's another story. But I was sat talking to him in the dressing room in Hanover, and we both said, and he said, I'm still finding pieces of glass from in my leg or in my arm
still.
And this was months later. So I was the same. Was like, oh, what's that? And pulling little shards of glass out, and like chunks of glass were stuck. So we run all the way. You can see there's, and again, they pull it because there's no blood, and then sticking me and him in things with real cars, and then they pull the cameras off when they start bleeding.
Yeah. What's
going on in people's minds? I'm sorry if
it's incongruous to say the least.
This is like a bit mad, right?
I can't believe that Fit put his boot, like one of the first things in the match is him just putting that boot through.
He kicked that window through, and it was, and I swear to you, these were all, there was nothing gimmicked about any of these cars except for the bumper, and I just undone one side of it, and at one point, it's either me putting his head into it, and it sort of in our instead of looking good, it sort of fell off. Well, he gets mad. Because I know when he gets mad,
and he took it out on you,
picks it up, and just starts whacking me with it. So
he hits you once with it, and he hits you the second time, and that one, it was on your, towards your neck or your back or your shoulder, head area.
Yeah.
Oh,
there was a bit. The other bit that I remember very well. Well, I remember it all, but there was a couple of things. There's a bit when I have no idea why, there was a concrete block, and it was a real concrete block, and he picks it up. He picks it up, and you couldn't have got a 2-penny nail up my backside at that when he did that, because I know him, and I'm thinking he's going to either throw this at my head, and I don't know what he's going to do with it. Because but I don't know, because we haven't talked about any of this. We're just doing this stuff. So I've kicked him in the stomach, and I've sort of rubbed his head on it. But for a second, when he picked that block up, I thought, that's me dead.
I think you get out of it with an eye poke.
Do I? Yeah, I get out of it somehow.
Yeah, because I was going
you've
there.
Watched it, Reese. I haven't watched it, but I just do for a split second. I thought, I'm dead. He's going to throw that. He's going to, because I'm just expecting him to throw it straight at my head, right? And so I do something. I know I did something, and then get out of it, right? Because again, but there's a bit where you've seen where he kicks through the glass, and this is all the glass.
It's scary as hell. Yeah.
His head goes through. You know, I thought he'd just sort of bounce off because I did one bit where he runs my head into the glass, and I sort of bounce off it, and my face just smashes into there. Yeah. But I didn't. When he runs at stuff, I run at. He runs, and in those days he still does. When I know because I was training with him last year. He goes when he spurts like that. He's just like so. Like it really is like a rabid tiger. He's got this spring about him, which is like that's what made him so good at when he kicked it in. He's just got this
and just reckless abandon, like full force.
And he just 100%. Runs straight through this thing instead of just like bouncing off the glass. He runs. His head goes through it. How he never got cut to how he didn't kill. I mean, really, he could have cut his jugular. He could have done anything. So he's done that. His leg's gone. He's put me against the glass at another bit, and he's gone to kick me, and I've just moved, and his leg's gone right through that. So that's cut all his leg up. The one thing that I did do was wear a t-shirt because I thought
a white t-shirt,
right? Because I knew that I was going to get cut up somehow. There was no way we're going to get through this without getting. So I've at least wore a shirt because but then you can see the spots of blood all over it because there's glass gone through me.
Oh, I was thinking you were wearing the white shirt to make the blood look good.
No, I was wearing it because I knew I was going to get all creamed up, and it might protect me a little bit from getting rolling around on the concrete, basically. Because I had no clue what we were going to do, but I knew it was on a concrete car park.
Maybe this shirt will help me out a little bit.
Yeah, well, it just stopped. I don't know, whatever, right? What was going through me, I don't know. And if I remember rightly, my knees all taped up, right? Because I not long had me. That was it, because the first time he attacked me, was when I had a big brace on my knee. I'd had a knee surgery 3 weeks before. I'd had a knee surgery. I'd been putting off having a knee surgery from 1995. I should have had. And then eventually we did a show at Caesar's Palace, and it was me and Bobby had wrestled Sting and Lex Luger. And on the opening match, they had no dark match, and I offered to wrestle Chris Benoit because he wasn't there. So me and him actually did the dark match. Then we did this match, and then unless I've got this completely wrong, then I had to after that night. My knee was that bad. That's when I had to have my knee surgery, and I was back working 3 weeks later after that, and I didn't do any therapy or any again because you just.
And nothing heals a knee injury more than an attack by Finlay.
Right. So I get this next 3 months, whatever I did with Fit, I'd had my knee was, I was getting over this knee surgery. So I'd had the knee surgery the first night he attacked me on the Saturday night when he cut the promo about 400 years of tyranny and all this.
He yells at the camera.
So yeah, he's
Irish politics.
My name is Fit Finlay, and this man has held down my country for 400 years.
Not England. You had done it personally.
Me personally.
Right.
This man. So, and people in Alabama are sat there going, what?
What the hell?
What's going on? Right. So, if you think about it, it's 3 months of us torturing, of doing whatever we've done to each other, and all this aggro. For like nobody's got a clue, right? So that's the most. When I think about it now, it's the most. All these things we put ourselves through just because we were pros and we wanted to, just do what we do and try and keep the strength of the job and do a job right, because that's the orders we were given. We just went and did it. So this last bit of this car match, so he's already gone through the glass. How he didn't die, I don't know. His leg's just gone through it. There's one bit where there's like an open window, and that was the one bit that he gets me, and he wraps a seatbelt around my neck, and for all the other things he does, he just goes, he wraps a seatbelt all around my neck, so I'm all tied up like that, and I can't move, and then he just goes and just smacks me as hard as he can in the face, and I'm just like, Rick, like, just, oh, God, that proper creamy, he's just like, he's got these big banana hands, like, you know, like, and he just I'm all tied up in this seatbelt and I can't move, and he just smacks me as hard as he can, right? Because the camera's right there, and anytime the camera's there, we're going to hit each other, right? Because we're not going to have anybody see through our tricks. That was another old wrestler thing. No, you cannot have any. I used to apologize to people a lot on TV. Look, if there's a camera there, you ain't gonna, just make sure you know this is coming, because I'm not going to expose my stuff. And the only way, you know, Mick Foley's told this story. Why is Terry Funk's punch look so good? And when you get one, you know why, because he hits you with it. That's why his punch looks so good, because he punches you right in the mouth. Right. That's the whole point of it. As from a different day and age, if it's something looked really good, it's probably because it was. Mm-hmm. It was laid in, right? Sometimes in a safe place, like there's an old thing that follows me around. I hit people very hard in safe places. Mm-hmm. I'm laying stuff in because I'm not going to have you. You can't laugh at what I did. I come from a day and age where there was not everything. I hate that term. Kayfabe, it's silly nonsense term. Right. When we had to protect this
Protecting
job,
the strike.
So I'm not. My whole career was built. You're not going to see through my tricks. I never finished the ear story.
Go ahead.
So when I was 19, he threw me out the ring, and I hit the corner of my ear on the apron, and it just went black. I got back in the ring, and I'm 19. I have no, I'm learning, right? He just takes me straight on the floor, ties me up in a knot, and just starts going. And just laughing the whole time. And I'm going, I'm going, like that. And I'll admit there was tears running, because, if you get a cauliflower ear, it burns, right? But there was a few little teardrops going. I wasn't crying. It was just like that. Oh. And he's just going, just hitting it, like laughing, just holding me down and smashing me ear, right? And thought it was funny. And I thought, as soon as we come out, I thought it was funny. It was burning, but that was what the way we used to wrestle.
And plus, with your relationship with Fit, I know you became really good friends, but he was the guy, when you were young. Man. He was the man. And even though he's maybe 10 years your senior, you probably still always had that, respect for that.
Absolutely.
His position.
Yeah, still do.
It's
just so we get the car park thing anyway.
Let's keep going with this. Yeah.
We ended up, he goes through the glass. We're all cut to ribbons. We're all, no idea why we're doing this, but we're doing it.
There's no storyline reason at all, by the way. There's reason.
The final part of it was I pile drived him on top of the roof of a car, and it like bump. I mean, if you see it, it goes down, and then I pin him on top of the car. I walk away, and then he's not seen again for the next till 1997.
Right.
So,
And you're out of the company when he comes back, right?
Like, I'm sorry?
I think you're already gone, right? When he
comes back? No. I was still there. I was still there till 98.
Was the pile driver something you would have talked about, or was that something that just
I don't remember talking about any of that stuff. It was just happened to be there.
But you probably knew, you both have been wrestling long enough to know that a pile driver on the roof of a car probably ends a match.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you look back at that and
I think it was there.
Go ahead.
It might. I don't know. I don't remember ever beating Fit Finlay.
Wow.
Because he was, when I was wrestling him in Europe, he was always. I might have done the odd time, but Again, I must have done in the tournaments because we had to wrestle each other.
But generally speaking, when it came to avenging the 400 years of tyranny, he did a good job.
He did a good job. Yeah, he did a good job. So Kevin Sullivan got his little thing of getting back at the English, you know, and the whole episode, really, if you look at it and the way I've told it today, but it absolutely preposterous, really. I mean, a complete and utter. Me and him. I mean, you can go back and watch it, and it holds. It is what it is. But the why it was done, for what reason it was done, for it is 3 months of, and for what, and the damage that it did to both of us. As far as physically, which we would again, I wouldn't have it any other way, because that's what me and him did. And to the point of, we're talking about it still today, and people still talk to me and bring up those matches.
And it was well received at the time. I remember watching with friends at the time live,
because you wouldn't have seen anything like that,
and hollering at that match. Even though we were not that invested in the Irish-English conflict, we still I mean, when that pile driver hit, I just remember this big yell coming out of the room.